Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do another little walk and talk tour where we like to explore some neighborhoods, talk about what's going on here in Phoenix, and answer any questions that come up throughout the week from you guys. Today we are out in Surprise, and we are in the community of Surprise Farms. I just got done across the way at Sierra, Montana, was doing a showing, a virtual showing for one of our clients that's moving in from out of state. We took a look at that, and I kind of wanted to give you kind of an access to these neighborhoods because it is something that I'm a fan of. I just picked up a listing here just as I'm walking by. I always like to show these just so you kind of get a general idea on what's going on. This house is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, about 2,600 square foot. With the pool. It also does have solar. I brought this up because I wanted to talk about solar today. We can talk about price in a little bit. I really wanted to talk about solar today and kind of get thoughts and feelings on what you guys, what your point of view is, especially if you're coming in from out of state. A lot of people expect places in Arizona, or a lot of neighborhoods in Arizona, to have solar. We kind of have a mixed reaction here. I'm not always a huge fan of solar. It can have benefits, but it can also be a pain in the butt. So I want to get your thoughts on it. Comment down below on a couple things. Number one, if you're a fan of solar or not. Number two, how much do you think it would add value? Like on a house like that, if you've got solar panels, how much do you think the value add should be if you're factoring in on an offer? Let me know what your thoughts are, and we can talk about that. Let's get back to location here. So again, we're here in Surprise Farms, and this area in the Sierra, Montana neighborhood are just off of Greenway, just on the west side of the 303. And here, I'll show you around here. The reason I like it is it's kind of backed up to the White Tank Mountains here. So I'm just going to walk to this little community park. They've got a huge community park here in Surprise Farms, and you can kind of see the access and the views to the White Tanks. The community just kind of, if you take Greenway all the way down another like quarter to half a mile, it just kind of ends. And all it is like preserve and the mountain views. And so it's very quiet around here. It's kind of tucked back in a little area, but you've got access to everything you need. So like when it comes to like shopping and stores, you know, just off the 303 in Greenway, you've got grocery stores and restaurants, shopping right there. You've got a Costco just off of, what's going on? You got a Costco just off of Waddell, a lot of the growth and everything going on up there. Right here, you see the big dog park. So everybody's kind of hanging out with their dogs over there. So there's just a lot of things that I like about it. We actually have family that live in the neighborhood, and they bought in here because you go into the little area just north of here, and you've got a community that's got huge RV garage access. And so if you got toys, if you got an RV, you need an RV garage. You have a lot of access to that here in Surprise. Let's get back to solar a little bit. This is a huge community that has this like there's so many areas that you look at that you kind of look around and you'll spot solar, and you don't see that everywhere here in the Metro Phoenix area. There's not as many communities that have as much solar as people might think, and it's just because it just hasn't been a financially smart move for the most part. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. I don't want to do a whole video on solar because that's just a whole topic on its own. But I find that especially all these solar leases that have been provided to people have not been beneficial and maybe haven't made sense for the overall cost versus what you get back in energy in return. So, so as people are coming in and looking around and seeing if there's solar on their house, they really need to kind of dive into the details. Is it owned solar? Is it leased? If it's leased, how can you, what do you need to do to qualify to take over the payments? What are the payments versus what are you saving? And what's going to be the maintenance on it? I think a lot of people don't really think about, as these panels get older, what's the maintenance on it? Are you going to find a company that makes sense to come out and service them? Let's go back to the little park area here. again, I just kind of like to show people what these look like, especially coming out here to Surprise. If we go back to that house I showed you, that house is listed at $490. And for anybody who is looking to try to find nice communities where you can find a home in the 500K, around 500K or less range, Surprise is big on that. There's a lot of opportunities there. And so that's why we're seeing a lot of people come out here. The access to the 303 has been super helpful. There's a lot of job opportunities opening up and that type of thing. And the growth has been insane. And so that's why Surprise has just been so popular over the past several years, especially with the 303 opening up access to, so it's just not hard to get in and out of when you're driving in from other areas. As far as what's going on here in Phoenix, it's mid-March. It's primetime spring training season. You're actually another thing to think about when it comes to Surprise is you're probably about 3-4 miles away from the Surprise ballpark. And man, I'm trying to think. I think it's the Royals and Rangers. So if you're a Royals or Rangers fan, you're pretty close to that. We're close to a couple other spring training stadiums as well, as far as like Glendale, Peoria, that type of thing. So there's a lot of action going on, and the weather's been great. We've got a lot of, today is kind of a cloudy day. We got a little rain this morning. There might be some more rain coming up this afternoon, but it's been a beautiful month, a beautiful time to be out here in Arizona, and a lot of people are taking advantage of that. Let's talk about the market, because everybody wants to know what's going on with the market, and especially here in Surprise, I'm seeing a lot of inventory. So good news for buyers. If you're coming out here, you got a lot more to see. But the one thing that has been consistent is even with the increased inventory, the amount of quality inventory, the stuff that really kind of speaks to people, like what you see that you're like, man, that looks like the type of house I want. The quantity of those still tends to be a little bit smaller. And so there's competition for the really nice houses, and then you have everything else that seems a little bit average, and those obviously aren't getting as much activity and might be sitting a little bit longer. So maybe there's opportunity, there to try to negotiate, but a lot of people are just like, nah, it's not for me. So keep that in mind when you're looking around. You do have a lot of opportunity for increased inventory going on here in Surprise and areas like that, where you're not going to have as much competition. But if it's a house that everybody wants, then you might have competing offers, and that's why there's a lot of new construction going on here as well. So but if you have any questions about that type of stuff, that's what we're here for. Make sure to reach out to us. We can kind of guide you in the right direction. What do we think on certain neighborhoods? What's going on when it comes to new construction? Where can you find the best deals? That's what we're here to kind of help you guys with. And, I'm primarily like trying to understand like what you're looking for lifestyle wise, because these are the things, when you pick up the phone and give us a call, like these are the things that we want to know in order to guide you in the right direction. It's like, what do you want your daily life to look like? What do you want to be close to? Do you envision yourself kind of walking around in these type of areas? So make sure to reach out to us, ask us any questions, let us know in the comments down below kind of what your thoughts are going on here in the market. Talk to us about solar, and again, we're here to help you whenever you're ready. Until the next video, we'll catch you later.